Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to be doing a replay recap, focusing on my replay. The point of this is to mainly help myself um, learn from my mistakes by recording my learning process. This was originally supposed to be a live game where I'm recording myself as I play, but due to myself, it's a little after 2 a.m. here, and using Fraps to record this, and apparently it didn't record. So I don't feel like doing another ladder game tonight. I'm tired, so I'm just gonna go ahead and open up the replay and start from there. So just gonna be watching my cam. Not gonna bring up the opposing player cam. Oops, sorry about that. Not gonna pull up anything he's doing. Just gonna do completely first person because I know exactly. I just played this game not even 20 minutes ago, so I want to be able to give an in-depth analysis of what I was thinking. There are a lot of mistakes in this game. If you didn't see, this is at platinum level, so not perfect, not masters, not terrible like broad. Excuse me. All right, he spawns down here. No big deal. We're gonna put him on first-person camera. All right, so I'm actually gonna let the camera do its thing. So there's a couple noticeable mistakes in the game. I'm actually gonna pull up the production. Does not like fraps. There we go. I don't know if that's going to be clear on the thing, but my computer is not. I don't have a great processor, so it may not look so great. But pretty much, there's a lot of mistakes in here. I'm going to leave the camera on mine as I just turned it off by accident. And which one of these is production? D is production. There's a lot of mistakes in this game, but I try to identify them to the best of my possibility. As you can see here, that pylon was actually late. It was I had like a couple extra minerals before I did that, so that was pretty bad. I think it was at 150, and I ended up scouting up at the north position first, although it was ends up being the last position that I actually scout with being the right one. Yeah, so I don't like Protoss versus Protoss at all. I'll probably see that again and again every time I put out a video. But I hate this matchup. Once I'm behind, I never feel like I can actually catch back up unless the player just completely misplays the entire game. One thing you'll notice, the pylon in the front of my base, that was a mistake. In Pros for Protoss, I don't want to put my pylon out front like that. I usually put it much closer to my base so that I don't have stalkers picking it off. So that's a mistake right there. I don't feel like I should do that. Still going through standard process right here. Chrono boosting probes. Chrono boosts are a little bit slow, but it's alright. That's not a big focus of mine. Eventually scouting to the final possible starting position. My timings are really off here. Notice I'm supposed to put down the 17 core. I'm currently on 18. I actually don't believe I dropped the core until 20. That's the type of thing that I really need to work on. I took some time about a couple days ago, really trying to refine my build order. 4-gate, not too complicated, pretty straightforward build. But what I find myself doing is what I would do is standard, 9 pylon, 12 gate, 16 pylon. But after that, like, I would sometimes whiff on the cyber core. I'd just forget to build it, and it would never be too late. But the main thing is, after that, I would always wing my build. I was off the top of my head, just pick, what do I want to get? Robo, more gates, expand, chrono boost some zealots out really fast. I never had a formal plan, so I've actually been trying to stick to the same exact build. 9 pylon, 12 gate, 16 pylon, 17 core. And as soon as the core finishes, chrono boost out a zealot, and really, start the warp gate technology and have warp gate finish up by 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and then apply pressure. I refine that in just games against AI. Knowing that timing is extremely useful, and it'll actually help. I played a game as Zerg, and knowing when my friend who never played Protoss was going to attack with 4-gate was extremely knowledgeable. So lost my scouting probe there, throwing down the gates. putting out his stalkers out, zealots out. I could be putting out another stalker here. I don't know what's taking me so long. I have the money to do so. I have money for 2 stalkers. There's goes 1. There goes 2. Let me make sure those are that. Yep, stalker. Could have been a little bit sooner, but that's okay. That's not a dramatic thing. Towards the end of the game, I noticed I slack a lot and make a lot of the easy mistakes, which really kills me. I'm actually going to speed it up here because this is kind of a lull in the game. My computer is really choppy. I think Fraps is just destroying the computer. Stark has been crashing constantly. Warp gates finish. As you can tell, there's really late. 6 minutes. You can get warp gates done at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. It's a lot of time. Poke at the front. A few stalkers shooting back. But, so I hold on for a second. Now, I eventually get to the front of his base and see sentries and decide not to go in. I still lose units, and that's very sloppy. So when you're, especially, well, really any matchup against Protoss, when you poke up their ramp, you have to be very aware that they could just cut your army in half with sentries. And so, I'm actually not sure if I saw the sentries yet, but regardless, I decided to expand. I'm fairly certain at this point no, I have not. I have not seen the sentries yet. But moving up here, yeah, you don't. If a Protoss is sitting in his base, you want to be careful because you can just feed him units when he splits your army on his ramp. It's a very key tactic when playing as Protoss. When they send their units with their ramp, you definitely want to force field them in half. Taking out the Meg statue is very key. Also, don't forget it. I want to check the warp gates. Okay, they're being used. Just wanted to make sure because I find my money is currently was a little bit high. Here, look, I get force field off. I pitched 3-4 units to him. That's a lot of money. Just don't want to hand that kind of stuff away. So here's the issue. Not a big deal. Like, I lost a couple units. That can be fixed. You know, mistakes are made. Do that next time. I have the expansion up. In this game, he never expands. And this base gets fully saturated. And I still lose. Spoiler alert. Sorry. This is a 2 base versus 1 base game and I still lose. And we're going to start... all my mistakes start adding up. And you'll see why. My opponent's currently getting a Robo Bay and an Observer. I don't know that though. All I know is he has the Immortal because I saw that when I poked up his base. So I know I don't want to commit too heavy to Stalkers because he could potentially just steamroll me. Immortals are very, very strong counters to Stalkers, so you don't want to have too many. So I'm currently boosting my Nexuses to really get my expansion saturated. I often transition from the 4 gate, cutting probes around 21. Actually, in this game, I made a few too many probes at that time, but I usually chrono boost up to that point on probes, then chrono boost warp gates. Then, if I ever do if the game's not over and I do expand, I end up chrono boosting a lot. Next again, as you can see here, I'm actually supply capped. This happens again and again. I really need to work on making sure that I am building pylons consistently, watching the map, glance up at the right-hand corner, and make sure that I have pylons, because I am consistently side capped in this game, and it is so frustrating because it actually ends up costing me the game. As you'll be able to see, my computer's lagging. This video is going to look terrible. But getting the Robo, I have the money to afford this now. My gas is a little low. I actually was very slow in getting the second gas in the main, which ends up biting me because as Protoss, you're always going to be gas stricken. I did send out a single probe to see if there was anything there. The Stalker was there. I accidentally fired on my own Stalker. He was assassin, so I decided to shoot him. Give him what's up. I'm sending my army out to the Zelnaga. I'm actually not going to attack him. I just wanted to see if I could get any free units by going there. But that one Stalker that was there retreated. I actually ended up picking off this Observer here, which is totally baller. I was so happy when I saw this. I was in actually great shape. But look at my money. It was just at 900. That's bad. That is extremely bad. I could have been doing something else. I just not off the top of my head. I don't know. But I mean, here's the thing. If he's getting Immortal, it's very likely he could have been going for Colossus. What's a good unit against those? Void Ray. So the thing is, he had a couple sentries, so he was spending a lot of his gas. He couldn't have possibly had enough gas to keep producing Stalkers and Colossus consistently. He would have had to have gone Zealot and Colossus because the Protoss economy can't handle that. Too many things. Like, look at him right now. He's building Colossus and 2 Zealots. And now he has Probe and Colossus. So that really, that's some key information, which I actually didn't even put that together during the game, but that's very true. If he's getting if he's on one base and he's getting Colossus and he had a few sentries, it's very likely he can't afford Stalkers and Immortals. Well, he's not. I know for game you can't produce you don't have 2 Robos, so you can't get more than just Colossus. So you look at all those Zealots. Clearly, that's how the Protoss economy works. So avoid getting that. See this? There's a Stargate going up now. If I would have gotten that Stargate so much sooner, I could have produced Void Rays, and that Void Rays could have been so key to destroying this army. It could have completely swung this fight. I actually ended up losing this fight. This is where it all is going to actually come. As you can see, I'm not like hiding the game time or anything like that. But that getting a single Void Ray, I could have probably fit in 2 within this time. Could have swung this entire battle. Look, he's just now expanding too. If you look on the minimap, my observer spots it. He's just expanding. I'm far ahead. We're going to pull up the income tab. 1,400 to 800. I'm so far ahead in economy, but I end up just poor macro. My minerals are over 1,000. I could have been producing that entire time. And just my decision making, getting the right units. It's so key, because this actually ends up being a lot closer. Like right now, it's like 7 units to my 1 Colossus. I end up getting it down to about 4 units. So really, this is actually extremely close, and it shouldn't have been. It should have been completely one-sided on my part. So there's definitely a lot of mistakes made in this game that I could have improved on. This Colossus gets taken out really fast, but just losing this Colossus isn't the end of the world. I will supply cap many times. Really need to make sure that I'm producing pylons and staying on top. Because once you get on top, if you're not producing pylons, you can easily just get run over by somebody who's keeping on top of their game. There goes down that Colossus. See, right now, it's pretty close. He actually just warps in a few more units and then beats me. That's it. So if half the trust fund I had right now was units, even just half, this would have been beaten. This would have been pushed off, and my 2 base would have just overwhelmed his 1 base. I could have just counterattacked him 1. If I had Void Rays, the game would have just swung in my favor because he has nothing to counter it. The Void Rays would have went down so fast. I mean, the Colossus would have went so fast. So, decision making, making sure that I'm getting the correct units when I'm given information from my opponent is one thing, but mechanics, making sure that I'm not supply block constantly, is the other. And I have so much money right now. My macro is actually usually not this bad, but this game definitely slipped up. And making sure that my build order is like perfectly timed, 17 core, and then go from there. I could have had a much better army in the beginning. Had I had my army out 30 seconds sooner, that approach to his base could have been a little bit different. So those are the main things. This definitely shouldn't have been a loss, but I played poorly. My opponent capitalized on that, and that's how the game's played. So I hope hope anybody out there, if you have any feedback for me, please give it. That's what I'm doing this for. I want to get better. I feel like I'm capable of cheating Masters League. I'm currently in Platinum. And if anybody else out there learned something from this, that's awesome. If that happens to happen during these games I'm casting, sweet. I'm all for it. I just don't feel like right now I'm much of a teacher. I'm pretty hard on myself, and that works for me. So thanks for watching. Leave any comments in the video. Hopefully this wasn't too choppy, because I know it froze up on my side a bit. Thanks for watching.